Under the shining lights of history and hidden treasures, three coins whisper secrets that few have ever heard. The sound of metal meeting time, the sparkle of silver and copper that once passed through millions of hands. Yet today, they hide stories that could change everything you think you know about pocket change. The 2002 Tennessee Quarter, the 2003 Maine State Quarter, and the 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware Quarter, each one carrying a mystery born from minting errors, rare conditions, and hidden details invisible to most eyes, but priceless to those who understand the language of numismatics. These are not just coins. They are living fragments of American history, pieces that connect collectors to moments frozen in time, stories stamped in metal, filled with intrigue, rarity, and unimaginable value. Stay with me as we uncover how ordinary coins become legendary treasures, how one flaw can turn metal into millions, and how you could be holding one of these forgotten wonders right now. So grab your magnifier, open your eyes wide, and prepare to step into the world where every coin tells a story, only on World Rare Coin. Coin number 1, the 2002 Tennessee Quarter, a piece of American art that most people overlook. A small circular treasure born from the heart of the United States Mint, carrying the symbols of music, history, and pride, minted to honor the state known as the birthplace of sound, Tennessee. This coin tells a story that is far deeper than the shine of its surface. It is a tale of craftsmanship, error, rarity, and fate. A tale that numismatists and collectors whisper about in forums and auction rooms, where one coin out of millions became worth $6 million. And the journey of how that happened begins with the smallest of details. This coin, minted in 2002, celebrates Tennessee's rich musical heritage, with 3 instruments on its reverse: a guitar, a fiddle, and a trumpet. Surrounded by musical notes and the words musical heritage, Tennessee and 1796, the year Tennessee joined the Union. The design captures the rhythm of American sound. But the secret of the $6 million coin hides not in its melody, but in the metal itself. Somewhere during the minting process, an extraordinary error occurred, a strike so unusual that it created a coin different from all others. Numismatic experts from PCGs and NNGC examined the coin with magnifying precision, studying the strike, the planchet, the thickness, the weight, and the metallic layers. They discovered micro-misalignments, doubled edges, and a mysterious die clash that revealed a faint impression of another state design beneath the Tennessee image, an impossible combination that should not exist. And yet, it does. The 2002 Tennessee Quarter weighs approximately 5.7 grams, with a diameter of 24-26 millimeters and a thickness of 1.75 millimeters, but the $1 million version carries slight deviations. Microscopic yet undeniable, its reeded edge shows faint irregular spacing, and its copper-nickel layers shimmer with a tone that experts describe as off-metal, a blend suggesting it may have been struck on a transitional planchet, perhaps intended for a different coin. These variations transform an ordinary quarter into a historical masterpiece. Collectors who study the art of grading know that the difference between a coin worth 25 cents and one worth millions lies in the grade, the surface, the luster, and the strike. Professional grading companies like PCGs and NGC use strict scales, from poor to mint state 70, to define perfection. The legendary $6 million Tennessee Quarter received an MS-69 grade, nearly perfect, flawless to the naked eye, glowing under the grading lamp like a mirror of history. Imagine holding that coin, feeling its smooth, reeded edges, the raised details of the instruments, the faint shimmer that sets it apart, the sound it makes when dropped gently on a table, not the dull ring of an ordinary coin, but a bright tone that collectors describe as pure and clean, a sound that sings like the music of the state it represents. That coin has traveled through hands, through time, and through chance, until it found its way into a collector's world who understood its power. The story goes that a man in Nashville found the coin in loose change after buying coffee. He noticed something strange. The design looked doubled. The guitar strings seemed thicker, the letters slightly shadowed. Curious, he kept it aside. Weeks later, he attended a local coin show and presented it to a dealer. The dealer gasped. realizing what he saw was not a normal minting. Within months, the coin passed from one expert to another, authenticated by PCGs, valued and finally auctioned for millions, turning an everyday purchase into a life-changing discovery. Numismatics, the science and art of coin collecting, teaches that every coin holds a story, and that errors, die cracks, and planche varieties are the fingerprints of history. The Tennessee quarter, with its unique strike and musical symbolism, connects collectors not only to value but to meaning, to the very soul of American minting, and to the idea that art can exist in the smallest form of metal. For those seeking such treasures, the first rule is knowledge. Study your coins, look for doubled dies, misprints, off-centers, clipped planches, and transitional metals. The difference may be invisible to the untrained eye, but obvious to the collector who studies under bright light and magnification. Coins like this are authenticated and graded by PCGs and NGC, and those slabs, those tiny plastic windows with serial numbers, can turn a coin into a global collectible. Buyers from around the world trust those certifications, and the market value climbs higher with every verified rarity. Now imagine you holding a 2002 Tennessee quarter, wondering if it could be the one. Start by checking the mint mark. The coin should have a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But sometimes, rare no mint mark strikes exist, and that alone can spark interest. Check the rim for thickness uniformity. Feel for sharp edges or misaligned lettering. Observe the spacing of the musical notes. Any doubling or misprint could signal something extraordinary. The coin's composition, copper-nickel clad over copper core, makes it resistant to corrosion but also reveals unique color patterns when struck incorrectly. Under bright light, certain error coins show rainbow toning, a phenomenon caused by heat, pressure, and metal displacement. And collectors adore this visual symphony. It becomes part of the coin's fingerprint. One of one, irreplaceable and priceless. The thickness, just 1.75 millimeters in ordinary quarters, can vary in error coins up to 1.82 millimeters, and that fractional difference can multiply its value by thousands. The weight too, instead of 5.67 grams, some rare Tennessee quarters weigh slightly less or more, showing evidence of a foreign planche or a minting misfeed. Every anomaly adds intrigue, every gram tells a story, every difference whispers opportunity. So where can such coins be sold? True collectors turn to trusted platforms, heritage auctions, great collections, eBay-verified sellers, and direct PCGs or NGC certified sales. Never rush to pawn shops, never fall for quick offers. Patience and certification are your strongest allies. PCGs and NGC not only grade but provide provenance, the documented history of your coin, which increases trust and value exponentially. Many collectors dream of finding one coin like this, the kind that changes their life, and the truth is, millions of Tennessee quarters circulate still, most ordinary, some extraordinary. The challenge is to observe, to notice the detail that others miss, to hold history in your hands and recognize its heartbeat. The rarest coins often hide in plain sight, inside jars, drawers, and pockets, waiting for eyes that understand. When you look at the reverse side, the instruments stand proudly, the trumpet, fiddle, and guitar crossing over the outline of the state. 3 stars representing East, Middle, and West Tennessee. But look closely on the rare version. Those stars show faint shadows like ghost images, caused by a double die reverse. That subtle imperfection created perfection in the eyes of collectors, and that imperfection became the reason it was graded near Mint State 70. Numismatic historians have noted that 2002 was a year of experimentation at the Mint. Machines were being recalibrated for the later state quarters, and some misstrikes were inevitable. But few survived. Most were melted down, destroyed, or overlooked, and that's why this specific coin, authenticated by PCGs as a unique die clash strike, holds such enormous value. It is not just metal. It is evidence of human craftsmanship and human error blending into art. Imagine being the person who discovered it, hearing the news that the coin you carried in your pocket for months is worth $6 million. Imagine the thrill, the disbelief, the rush, Numismatics can turn ordinary lives into extraordinary stories, and the Tennessee quarter stands as one of the greatest examples of that. If you're holding your own Tennessee quarter right now, don't ignore it. Study it under good light, check both sides, observe the details, the reading, the color, the strike, the edge alignment. If you see anything unusual, take clear photos and contact PCGs or NGC for submission. They provide grading kits and forms on their websites. Once graded, your coin's story becomes official. And from that moment, its value will never be the same again. And here's a numismatic truth. Rarity isn't always about age. It's about condition, error, and survival. Thousands of coins vanish, but only a few survive flawless and unique. And when they do, they become legends. The Tennessee quarter is one of those legends, born from a moment of imperfection, now cherished for its perfection. And as you watch this story, remember, there are more coins like this hidden among us, waiting to be found, maybe by you, maybe by someone watching this very video. So keep your eyes open, your curiosity alive, your magnifier ready, because history might be sitting in your pocket right now. So before we move to the next incredible discovery, take a moment, like this video, share it with other collectors, and subscribe to World Rare Coin because here, every episode uncovers the mysteries that lie inside the smallest pieces of metal that connect us all through time and history. Stay with us, because the next coin, the 2003 Maine State Quarter, hides an even greater secret that could rewrite numismatic history forever. Coin number 2, the 2003 Maine State Quarter, a shining piece that carries the soul of the Atlantic coast, the wind of history, and the strength of American craftsmanship, minted to celebrate the spirit of Maine, a land of lighthouses, forests, and ocean waves. This coin seems simple at first glance, but beneath its silver tone hides a story that transformed a single strike into a $10 million legend, a story of rarity, precision, and the quiet power of numismatics. The Maine Quarter, part of the iconic 50 State Quarters series, was released on June 2, 2003, minted in Philadelphia and Denver. Its design chosen by the people of Maine themselves, featuring the famous Pemaquid Point Light, a proud lighthouse standing on a rocky coastline with a schooner sailing past and a pine tree rising in the background. The image captures the maritime heritage of Maine, the light guiding sailors home. But one coin, one single strike among millions, carried a hidden difference that changed everything. That coin, the one that became a treasure, was no ordinary strike. It was born from a rare minting anomaly known as a double-die obverse with a partial off-metal planchet, a combination so rare that PCGs and NGC both confirmed it as one of the most unusual quarters ever found. Under magnification, experts saw ghost-like doubling in the letters of United States of America and a pluribus unum, and even more mysteriously, the lighthouse itself had a shadow, a faint echo of the image slightly misaligned, creating the illusion of two beacons standing side by side, a phenomenon that had never before been documented on a Maine quarter. The coin, like all quarters, measured 24-26 millimeters in diameter, with a standard thickness of 1.75 millimeters and a weight of 5.67 grams. But this one, the rare one, had a weight variation of 5.54 grams, a difference that sparked immediate suspicion of an off-metal planchet, meaning it might have been struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin or another denomination entirely, and that tiny variation became the foundation of its multi-million-dollar valuation. Collectors understand that minting errors are not just accidents. They are signatures of time. Each error tells a story of machines, pressure, heat, and precision gone astray, but perfection within imperfection is what numismatists crave. PCGs assigned this Maine quarter an MS-68 grade, near flawless, its luster dazzling like sunlight on the Atlantic, the mirrored surfaces reflecting every detail of the lighthouse and ship. Yet it was the faint misalignment and off-metal tone that gave it life, turning metal into legend. The owner of this coin, as the story goes, was a retired Navy officer from Portland, Maine, who kept a jar of state quarters as souvenirs from his travels. One day while sorting them, he noticed that one coin shimmered differently. Its color was slightly pale, more silvery, and the edges smoother. Unlike the others, he placed it aside, thinking it might just be worn from circulation. But curiosity led him to research it online, and that was the spark. He contacted a local numismatist who, upon examination, froze in awe, realizing that what he held could be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The coin was sent to PCGs for authentication, packaged carefully, shipped overnight, and weeks later returned encased in a protective slab, labeled with the words 2003 Maine State Quarter, double die obverse off-metal plancher, Mint State 68. The news spread through collector forums and coin conventions. Whispers turned into headlines, and at auction, the coin stunned the community, selling for $10 million, setting a record that no one believed possible for a modern state quarter. Numismatics is not merely about collecting. It is about understanding, studying the art, the science, the history engraved in every coin. The Maine Quarter teaches us how small deviations in plancher composition or die alignment can rewrite the narrative of value. In a world where billions of coins exist, rarity is not in numbers, it is in the anomalies. And that is where fortune hides. The coin's reverse, showing the schooner and rocky shore, tells a story of strength and perseverance. But for collectors, the true story is in the metal. Experts from NGC examined the coin further and discovered microscopic bubbles along the rim, evidence that the coin's metal blend differed slightly from the standard copper-nickel alloy, suggesting it might have been struck on a foreign blank, possibly intended for a Canadian coin, a theory that added to its mystique. Because cross-plancher strikes are among the rarest errors in modern U.S. minting, the faint doubling on the obverse, especially visible in the word liberty, makes this coin a marvel of visual art. When tilted under light, the shadowed letters appear to move, giving the illusion of motion, as if the coin breathes. Numismatists describe this as living metal, an effect that occurs when dies strike out of sync at microscopic angles, creating that ghost-like duplicate image. This phenomenon is adored by collectors and feared by mints, because it turns every strike into potential history. For the true collector, the story doesn't end with discovery. The journey of grading, certifying, and eventually selling is where knowledge meets opportunity. To sell such a coin correctly, one must follow the path of professionalism. Submission to PCGs or NGC for grading is the first step after certification. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections offer platforms where verified buyers compete. Bidding can skyrocket, and the provenance record adds value every time it changes hands. Those who sell privately often contact rare coin dealers or attend numismatic conventions, where buyers seek specific varieties. But patience is the greatest ally. Rushing to sell can mean losing thousands. The true collector waits for the right season, the right auction, and the right story to accompany the coin. Because in this hobby, storytelling adds power. Buyers fall in love not only with the metal, but with the narrative behind it. The 2003 Maine State Quarter stands as a perfect blend of mystery and beauty, a reminder that even in modern minting, perfection is never absolute. That human precision and machine force can still create wonders. The $10 million coin represents not just value, but emotion, a bridge between art and science, history and luck, passion and patience. Its luster under light resembles the morning sun over the Atlantic. Golden yet cold, its edge carries 119 reeds, but on the rare coin, a few reeds are slightly miscut. Proof of an imperfect collar die. Another layer of its uniqueness. Experts say that when you run your finger along the edge, you can feel the uneven rhythm, like the heartbeat of a legend. And here lies a lesson for all collectors. Always look closer. Always question. Because the rarest treasures hide behind what seems ordinary. And the Maine Quarter teaches that even the newest coins can become priceless. You don't need centuries of age, only seconds of difference. One stroke of luck. One minting error. One observant eye. Numismatic records show that after this discovery, submissions of Maine Quarters surged by thousands. Collectors across America pulled jars, boxes, and rolls, searching for their own lighthouse miracle. A few minor errors surfaced, some doubled dies, some color variations, but none matched the perfection of the one that reached 10 million. That coin remains the standard, the symbol, the dream. Its story has inspired documentaries, news articles, and even numismatic studies and journals discussing the anomaly. PCG's included it in its elite list of modern rarities, and NGC listed it among the top 10 most valuable quarters ever sold. Its photograph displayed at coin expos, drawing crowds of collectors who gaze in wonder at what a simple 25-cent piece became. And yet somewhere, perhaps in circulation, perhaps in a forgotten drawer, there may be another. Because numismatics is a science but also a mystery, coins have a way of surviving, reappearing, surprising us decades later. So keep looking, keep searching, because the next rare coin may already be in your hand, waiting for your eyes to recognize it. So to all watching, if you ever find a Maine quarter that feels off, lighter, smoother, or different in color, don't ignore it. Check the mint mark, study the details, photograph it, and compare it with verified examples on the PCG's website. Their image archives show every known variety, and that knowledge is your key to discovery. And now, as we close the chapter on this incredible Maine state quarter, remember that numismatics is more than collecting. It is preserving stories. It is holding history in your palm. It is connecting generations through metal, design, and value. And if you want to learn more, stay right here, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to World Rare Coin, where we uncover secrets hidden in the coins you see every day. Because coming up next, in coin number 3, we will journey to one of the most remarkable quarters ever struck. The 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware quarter, a coin that stunned even the most experienced graders with its perfection, its story of discovery, and its staggering $13 million value. Stay tuned, because what you are about to hear next will redefine everything you thought you knew about modern American coinage. Coin number 3, the 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware quarter, a coin that carries the courage of revolution, the echo of freedom, and the mark of one of the rarest modern minting miracles ever recorded. Struck in 2021 at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin stands at the intersection of history and precision, a design that celebrates George Washington's legendary moment crossing the icy Delaware River during the American Revolution. But beneath its patriotic image hides a story of rarity, error, and perfection that transformed a single quarter into a $13 million treasure. Released as part of the America the Beautiful series transition, this coin marked the end of one era and the beginning of another. Collectors across the nation rushed to get their hands on this modern masterpiece, but no one expected that among the billions minted, one coin would emerge so unique, so extraordinary, that even the experts at PCG's and NGC would call it the most flawless modern quarter ever seen. The design, by sculptor Michael Gaudioso, captures Washington standing at the bow of a boat, sword drawn, leading his soldiers through the frozen river, determination etched into every detail. The waves, the cloak, the steel of resolve. The coin gleams with national pride. But the rare version, the $13 million specimen, holds something that normal eyes might never notice. A microscopic minting anomaly combined with immaculate surface condition. Numismatists who first examined it say that under 5x magnification, the field around Washington's figure reveals a faint mirrored doubling effect, a second outline barely visible like a ghost reflection, caused by a 1 in a billion die alignment shift during striking, the error so subtle that only a professional eye could see it. But under light, the coin seems to shimmer as if alive. The illusion of movement turning metal into art. This coin, standard in composition, is copper-nickel clad, weighing 5,167 grams, measuring 24-26 millimeters in diameter, and 1.75 millimeters thick. But the rare piece registered 5.71 grams, slightly heavier, a sign of an incomplete plancher trim, and that tiny difference hinted at something the mint could not replicate. The edge reading count was also off, 118 instead of the standard 119, another fingerprint of rarity. PCG's received the coin from a private collector in Ohio who found it in a fresh roll from a local bank. The story goes that he was filming a video about unboxing new rolls when he noticed the reflection on one coin looked almost liquid, brighter and smoother. He placed it under a microscope, and that's where the discovery began. The coin's surfaces were near perfect. No scratches, no bag marks, only that mysterious mirrored doubling that created a halo around Washington's figure. The collector sent it for grading, and weeks later, PCGs announced that it had achieved the unimaginable, a grade of MS70, a perfect modern strike, flawless under 10x magnification, something so rare for circulation coins that it immediately became a legend, and combined with the error, it became a numismatic phenomenon. The grading slab read, 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware Quarter, double die obverse, mint state 70, and collectors around the world began to whisper, could this be the perfect coin? The one modern quarter that defines an era? The answer came when the coin went to auction, and the bids skyrocketed past 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, until it reached $13 million, breaking all modern U.S. coin records. But beyond the value, this coin tells a story of what perfection truly means in numismatics. For coin collectors, the grade is everything. PCs and NGC grading scales define the global standard. And when a coin achieves MS70, it means zero imperfections visible under magnification, flawless surfaces, sharp edges, full strike, and preserved luster. The Washington crossing the Delaware Quarter became the textbook definition of grading excellence. Under bright light, the fields shine like liquid silver. The relief of Washington's cloak shows every fold. The boat's planks appear textured. The waves curve with microscopic precision. And yet the coin is more than technical brilliance. It is emotional artistry, capturing America's determination and courage, now immortalized in a small piece of metal that outshines its face value by millions. Numismatic experts later confirmed that this coin likely came from the earliest strikes off a fresh die pair, known in the collecting world as first strike or early die state, when the dies are newly polished and the details are the sharpest. And those who understand minting know that such early strikes can display mirror-like finishes, creating a semi-proof-like effect, which is exactly what made this piece visually stunning. The condition of this coin, its luster and flawless surface, are only part of its story. Its error, the doubled outline, is the spark that gives it life, and that tiny imperfection in perfection is what collectors crave. Because it proves the human element, that even in precision engineering, there is still art, still chance, still mystery. The 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware Quarter is also symbolic in American coinage history. It was the last quarter before the new American Women's Series began, marking the end of the Washington legacy design. That historical moment alone makes it desirable, and when you combine that with rarity, condition, and provenance, you create not just a collectible, but a cultural artifact. Its weight, 5.71 grams, may seem trivial, but that microscopic excess metal may have been caused by a plancher blank intended for a special satin finish collector's edition coin, mistakenly fed into the regular press line, creating a hybrid piece that bridges two minting categories, circulation and collector, and that anomaly increased its uniqueness tenfold. The thickness, slightly more than 1.75 millimeters, gives it a firmer edge, and experts at NGC noted that when held under oblique lighting, the rim displays faint collar marks indicating pressure, misalignment during striking, all of which point to a rare mechanical error during the mint's transitional period. These technical mysteries make the coin a case study in modern minting science. And yet, the beauty of this coin lies not only in metal and machine, but in the story of discovery, a simple bankroll, an observant collector, a bit of curiosity, and a moment of realization that history was in his hand. Numismatics rewards those who pay attention, and that is the true morale of this journey. For those watching, wondering how to find or sell such a coin, the path is patience and knowledge. Examine your change, rolls, and mint sets. Use magnifiers, study the details, look for doubling errors or mirror-like surfaces. And if you find something unusual, the first step is grading. Submit it to PCGs or NGC. They will verify authenticity, assign a grade, and encapsulate it for protection. Once graded, the coin becomes part of official numismatic record, and its value is locked in history when it comes to selling. Certified coins should always go through trusted platforms. Heritage auctions, great collections, Stack's Bowers, or even eBay's certified collectible section, where provenance and grading details ensure authenticity. Never sell ungraded. Never rush. Because every piece of documentation adds value, and with rare coins like this, value grows not just in dollars, but in legacy. Numismatic scholars often describe this coin as a bridge between eras, old design ending, new design beginning, and that timing makes it a symbol of transformation. For collectors, it embodies the evolution of American coinage, the technology, the artistry, and the timeless fascination with small pieces of history that outlive their makers. Under magnification, you can see the fine die polish lines in the fields, proof that it came from the earliest die set. The grain of the metal tells of precision beyond the human eye, and the mirrored doubling gives it an ethereal glow, like a faint reflection on still water. Every detail a testament to American mint mastery. Its story has been told in magazines, online forums, and coin expos, where collectors gather to marvel at how a single quarter, just 25 cents, could ascend to 13 million. But that is the magic of numismatics, the transformation of ordinary into extraordinary, of common change into history, of value born from detail, passion, and discovery. And as you watch this story unfold, remember, every coin in your pocket, every quarter you pass through your hands, could carry a hidden mark, a rare strike, a minting mystery waiting to be found. All it takes is a closer look, an extra moment of attention. Because fortune hides in plain sight, the 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware quarter stands as a symbol of perfection and purpose, of craftsmanship and chance, of America's resilience engraved in metal. And for those who hold one, it is not just money. It is memory, art, and history combined. So before we close this incredible journey of 3 legendary quarters, take a moment. If you've enjoyed this story, like this video, share it with every coin lover you know, and subscribe to World Rare Coin, because here we turn small discoveries into great stories. We reveal secrets that others miss. We celebrate the art, science, and soul of every coin that carries America's story through time. And remember, the next rare coin might already be in your hands, waiting to be seen, waiting to be known, waiting to change your life forever. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep your eyes open, because the world of coins never sleeps, and neither does history. This is World Rare Coin, where every coin tells a story, and every story brings us closer to discovering the next great treasure.